It's been a minute since we've talked about the Depp Heard trial that's been going on and getting really good fucking coverage just about in every corner of the media sphere. Like, even just on YouTube, I was running the numbers here today, and what was it? Law and Crime's bitch ass had over 385,000 people tuning in for the live stream. Whenever I first look, it's amazing what you can get when you have the fucking institution propping you up and giving you those fucking artificial views and numbers. Not saying that people aren't tuning in. I'm just saying when you're getting fucking gassed up by all of Google and the media, well, hey, you're gonna get fucking preferential treatment. But plenty of other live streams are topping, 5 digits, and God bless them, good for them. But you know what? Hey, just peering in every once in a while, seeing a couple of the clips, there hasn't really been a lot of substance, and that's what I like to cover. Okay, sure, every once in a while you can see the funny, goofy shit. Like, there was a decent-looking psychiatrist giving testimony a couple of days ago, and then there was that goofy little Mexican cat who was driving around and smoking a vape and having a drink at the same time and making everybody laugh. And it's like, that's all fun and shit, but today, as it is with the end of the week, what is this, week 3 or some shit like that, we have some tangible stuff to talk about, and boy, it doesn't make Amber Heard any more sympathetic. Like, this bitch was already at like a -4, and I think that this would even just push anybody who was still trying to cling on to the fact that, no, she's just being misunderstood. I should probably kick them completely off the bandwagon, because we got 2 stories, like I said here. So, first and foremost, this happened early in the day. Okay, Elon Musk paid nearly half of ex-girlfriend Amber Heard's $1.3 million donation to the ACLU, despite the actress promising to give $3.5 million to the civil rights group after her divorce settlement with Johnny Depp. That was one of those things in the opening statement where Depp's team said that, she promised, okay, in the divorce settlement that happened in, 2016. Oh, don't worry, all of the money that's going to be exchanging hands, Amber doesn't need it, so why are you trying to sue for an equitable distribution of the assets if you don't need everything? We'll be getting into that as well. But if you're going to be going through all of that trouble, okay, why do that if you're just going to be, handing it out and just trying to make yourself seem like just such a great person? Oh, we just need to take all this money away from that evil domestic abuser, and I just am going to give it out to all of these different platforms. That's nice. You get your virtue signaling points, right? But then, unfortunately, when the truth rears its ugly head, you look a lot worse, okay? Because then everybody knows that you already have a horrific public appearance and a public perception that even somebody that you were styling your courtroom attire on in the last week or so would find deplorable. You're just now a confirmed liar. Yeah, that's really just not going to sit well with the jury at all, okay? Because, there's been a lot of testimony, okay? There's been a lot of cross-examination. There's been a lot of direct examination. There's been a bunch of highs and lows and laughs and cries and awkward video testimony that may or may not have put people to sleep with the tape depositions. And long and short of it is, the jury's going to remember certain high points, and then at the end of the day, when they eventually do shuffle off and have to render a verdict, they have to consider a preponderance of the evidence. So what that means, it's just a majority of the evidence falls on one side or another. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. This isn't a criminal standard, but it has to be a unanimous jury verdict in order for something to come out of this, okay? Does Depp really want $50 million from Amber Heard? She can't afford it, so no, of course not. This is all about winning or getting a favorable outcome at the end of this, so he really doesn't want the money, nor would he ever really get it, okay? The judge is probably more likely to say, I don't know, here's a couple $1,000,000, and you go on your way. If it falls his way, which it's going to be really hard to overcome everything so far, at least from what I've seen. But I guess, unless I'm unaware of this, Amber might have a bunch more charitable pledges to fulfill, so she might be needing that extra $100 million in order to fulfill those, because I don't think she's, well, I know for sure she's still not fucking Elon Musk, so he can't flip the bill for her, but I don't think the guy that she's currently porking has anywhere near that type of dough, so she could be using it a little bit more. So let's get into this here. Elon Musk covered nearly half of ex-girlfriend Amber Heard's donation to the American Civil Liberties Union after the actress pledged to give away her multi-million-dollar divorce settlement to charity following her split from Johnny Depp. The jurors in Heard and Depp's $100 million defamation trial on Thursday heard the actress has so far only paid $1.3 million of the $3.5 million she promised to the ACLU nearly 6 years ago, with Musk's money making up a large chunk of it. Oh, so it's actually even worse than that. Okay, so she's only so far fronted less than half of it, and most of it was fronted with Tesla dollars. Terrific. The Aquaman star, which there's a big petition to get her thrown off the set of that, or at least the sequel. I don't even know if they're filming it, or I don't know. I don't watch fucking stupid caped movies anymore. But yeah, big petition, over 2 million signatures. I've seen that as well. But yeah, no, that's some extracurricular homework if you're so inclined. Announced that she would donate $7 million she received in her settlement to 2 organizations. The couple's legal separation was finalized in August of 2016. Yeah, it was supposed to go to another one, right? Yeah, Heard promised to give half the money to the ACLU. 1.3 isn't quite half of 7 million. Okay, I know she's an actress and a woman after all, so math is probably not her strong suit, and maybe that's why she was hooking up with Elon Musk, right? He's pretty good with numbers and figuring out complex problems, right? She just needed a little bit of help with that, right? But that money was supposed to go to the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, to support its work in fighting violence against women. Okay, normally known as a defender of the free speech, way back in the cut. Not anymore, okay, but way back in the cut. So if that was your primary target, there's probably like local battered women's shelters, or you know what, places that could actually use the money. But then again, if you just pledge to a name that everybody knows, nobody's really going to check the receipts, right? You just look like you were doing a good thing. And the other $3.5 million was supposed to go to the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. I would love to see the receipts on that, because I'm going to take a wild guess on that one. But Terrence Doherty, the ACLU Chief Operating Officer and General Counsel, testified in the trial Thursday, telling the court the organization promised donations had not been paid in full yet. Doherty said that so far only $1.3 million has either been paid by Heard or on her behalf. Of that money, Heard contributed $350,000 directly, while $100,000 was paid by Depp, and another $300,000 came from a fund at Fidelity, an investment company. Yeah, a big investment company. You guys know exactly. You know, you've at least seen the logo for Fidelity. Another $500,000 payment came from an account at investment firm Vanguard, which Doherty said he believed was a fund set up by Elon Musk. Interesting. Asked by one of Depp's lawyers if there were messages with Musk about it, Doherty said there were. Oh, interesting. He said that the document and emails they had produced to the lawyers in the case regarding the money. Doherty said that based on the emails with Musk, the ACLU understood that Heard's $3.5 million donation would be given over 10 years. No, don't worry, we'll eventually get to it. Somebody has to come up with the money, and the reason, because there's a little breakdown of the sheet here. So it's supposed to begin, okay, promise $350,000 every single year in August. Okay, so apparently the pledges, from 2016 down to 2025. Okay, 10 years, $3.5 million, right? She'd want to sit on all of that money if she has it, in fact, and we all know that she's not really spending most of it, but she's also wanting to accrue the interest that said money would collect in the investment funds. So she might be evil, but she's kind of smart. Anyways, back to this real quick. He said that Heard's money was considered a pledge, so rather than a check all at once, and it would come over time. Don't worry, we think she's good for it, or at least somebody will pay on her behalf. Okay, that's fine. The court heard that Heard's last donation of $350,000 in December of 2018. Oh, and that she has not paid any money since. So don't worry, she'll make up for it later, or she's got to place a couple more calls or something like that. Doherty said that Heard had told the organization that money was from her anonymous account with Fidelity, but they did not go any further checks to guarantee it was her money. But don't worry, she's going to have her name attached to it. That's great. What an upstanding lady, right? And that would be bad enough in and of itself. And I wouldn't have even bothered doing a recap on this week or anything like that, or talking about that, because it's like, she lied about donating money to charity. what else do you expect? Next week, are we going to hear about how she lured some neighborhood kids into her gingerbread house? It's like, okay, cool, fine, whatever. But then you get into the divorce, okay? They apparently wanted to separate, and again, I don't even know the fucking full details as to why they finally decided that enough was enough. It looks like Johnny Depp was just content with taking the beatings that Heard was dishing out, so I don't know, maybe she was just tired of icing her fucking fists after a hard day's work, but outside of that, it looks like she was trying to live the high life, and this is what you can expect, okay? Like, this is obviously just a more inflated version of what regular guys go through on a consistent basis whenever a divorce comes up, but boy, this really does drive home the fact that regardless, even if you're working at fucking Wendy's or even if you're one of the most prolific actors in Hollywood, nobody should get divorced in the nobody should get married in the modern fucking day, because divorce is gonna be a bitch. Amber Heard threatened to publicly serve Johnny Depp with a restraining order if he did not let her continue living rent-free have free fucking access to his 3 LA penthouses and keep her black Range Rover after she filed for divorce. I need to be living in the lifestyle to which I've become accustomed to, god damn it. Otherwise, I will just publicly humiliate you, mostly because I've been doing it in private. So now she wanted to, I guess, beat Jada Pinkett Smith to the punch in humiliating a high-profile actor. Amber Heard threatened to publicly serve Johnny Depp with a restraining order if he did not continue to financially support her lifestyle after she filed for divorce, which is what, guess what percentage? If you were to throw a percentage out there, okay, if we're just going to run down divorces, because you see some blue-pilled simps that are out there, they just say, oh, well, divorce rate is down. Well, it's still at 50%, so we can just go ahead and disperse that. And then also, if you take a look at the amount of people getting married, it's at the lowest that it's been, not in 10 years, not in 20 years. Over 100 fucking years, fewer people are getting married now in 2020, 2022, whenever the numbers came out, than they were when they started counting in 1880s. Fewer people now, same amount, not a proportion, not any sort of percentage. Fewer people today are getting married, and still 50% are getting divorced. And how many are initiated by women? Just take a wild fucking guess. 50%. If all the divorces are ending in, or all of the marriages are ending in divorce. So sorry, getting a little bit ahead of myself. But if they're all ending in divorce, right? It's like, wouldn't it stand to believe that it's about 50%, give or take a couple of points? How about 80% of divorces are initiated by the women, and over 50% of them are over financial means? Because guess what? You involve the state, and then it becomes financially incentivized for women to initiate those fucking divorces. Because you just take a look at net worth. Johnny Depp worth over $150 million even after the divorce. Amber Heard, single million digits. That's it. There's a big fucking discrepancy. And don't you think, after somebody so ego invested, somebody so just high on their own farts or turds in her cases, wouldn't you think that she'd be trying to work towards equity through the courts through any means necessary? And that's what we're finding out here. Anyways, rant over. Back to the facts. Jurors on Wednesday were shown a letter Heard's attorney sent to Depp's legal team in May of 2016, just a few days after the actress filed to end their marriage following a fight at their home. Through her lawyers, Heard issued a list of financial and property demands, and the Aquaman star promising to keep this matter out of the spotlight if her demands were granted. Delicious. Among her demands were the exclusive use and possession of a black Range Rover she drove, with Depp continuing to make payments towards the vehicle. Of course. And to be fair, you might as well, fucking, flex her credit a little bit. She also wanted to carry on living rent-free in everybody's head. Oh, I'm sorry. And 3 Los Angeles penthouses. So she needed okay, cool. If she needed access to all 3 of those penthouses, she'd have to find a way in order to, get between all 3 of them. Like, for fuck's sakes, why won't somebody please consider the formerly attractive white woman? Won't somebody please take her emotions into account here? Unbelievable. But she still wanted access to those 3 penthouses she and her friends were staying in. Oh, she needs to look after her girls after all, right, Johnny? You wouldn't be such a monster as to do anything like that. Put everybody out. You have a battalion of broads to feed, all owned by Depp, by the way, and she still needed access to all of those. Where was Johnny gonna live? Doesn't much matter. She don't fucking care. And asked for her estranged husband to cover $125,000 of her legal and accounting fees, which every fucking woman is going to get in a divorce case anyways. They're going to end up footing the bill for all this nonsense. And there's said vehicle right there that was still getting paid for by Johnny Depp. The letter, which was entered into evidence in the trial, sheds a light on the hardball tactics used during the breakdown of the marriage with the Pirates of the Caribbean star. Yes, Captain Jack Sparrow was held up for ransom and he was not allowed to engage in parley in order to figure out the terms in which we could come to some sort of an agreement. Depp, 58, is suing for $50 million. Yes, Heard filed the countersuit for $100 million because that bitch is a gold digger until the bitter fucking end. Unbelievable. We could go more into the nitty gritty, but just so you know, she demanded access and apparently received access to the 3 penthouses that were out there. Okay, she got to keep exclusive access to her vehicle. All for what? That's why, gentlemen, you have to vet your broads a little bit fucking better than this. Even though she's fine as fuck, or was at some point in time. She's far too old now. You gotta think with the brain that's up here. God damn it. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.